Hi, so today I wanted to do an update on my planner now that I've been testing out using my Uncalendar, pulling that out of the spiral bound, punching it, and putting it in my Arc notebook. It's been a month, and so I just wanted to show you how I've been using it. I changed it a little bit at one point because it kind of got out of control for me. But yeah, I'll go through that. So I don't know if last time I showed you, but I have put in the large rings in the book because I've found that I need them. So on the inside cover, I've been keeping a little field notes book because I have a ton of these, and one of the ways I thought would be cool to use them, this is the Shelterwood edition, which I love, is to do like the 365-30 lists. Just like a little thing to do, you know, each day that's kind of fun. I like to work in my planner usually in the evening, and so I'll just kind of go through this little routine that I'll show you. I don't keep a whole lot in here because it like bulks up the top of the planner, but along with this I keep anything that's like pertinent and going to be used in a very timely manner. So for example, I have a jury summons in here. Anything that would be like long term that I wouldn't necessarily be looking at, I wouldn't put it in this pocket. This is just like for things that will be used very soon. And then in the front tab, I have this page that it's the front page that I pulled out of the Women's Success Choice Planner, and I punched it on the other side, trimmed the edge. So now I have like, you know, 3-year at a glance. And then I started using it in October on the weekend, and so I just like drew some little pictures and I started kind of filling it in. So after I watched like a million planner videos, I was getting an idea of like things that maybe I wanted to do in my planner and how I could use the different, there wasn't a lot on this planner, but just getting ideas of what other people do in their planner, thinking how I could transform those ideas into this planner if I liked them. So what I ended up doing, at least in the beginning, is I didn't know what to put here, and I wear a Fitbit, and so I was recording like the weekly steps and miles that I had. And I remember reading or watching somebody's video, and I think it was, and they recorded like one awesome thing that happened to them that week, and so I thought that was a great idea, so I started doing that. And then here is a list of things to do and explore. It's not necessarily a time-sensitive list, but things that I don't want to forget, or like if I see something on the internet, I'll like write it down, and I may continue to write it down until I want to do that, or if I've lost interest, then, you know, whatever, it drops off the list. And then I'll use this to fill in my weekly planning over there. But that stuff is not like, you know, completely urgent. It's just things I don't want to forget. Here I was using for menu planning and grocery list. I would find like a cool quote that I liked for the week and put it there. And then I was using this grid to like keep track of the little things that I wanted to do. I found some really cool videos on YouTube on how, like, there was this one girl, and or a woman, I can't remember who it was, but she like went through this routine with her planner every night, and I really liked that idea because it, like, sometimes I found if I didn't have anything like, you know, coming up for the week, and I knew that, I wouldn't even necessarily look at my planner. So I'm trying to give myself like things to interact with in my planner so that I make sure that I look at it, because if you don't look at it, like, it's not going to help you, right? So I just had like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday across the top, and the things that I was recording were my Fitbit each day and updating my to-dos for the next day, because I usually like to sit down with my planner in the evening. Budgeting, trying to keep like track. I would like to keep track of, you know, what we're actually spending our money on each month so we can make a realistic budget, and using the receipts to balance our checkbook. My 365-30 lists, keeping a food journal, a little gratitude, very short gratitude list of 1 item per day. Keeping track if I actually am doing like work for my job at home. Weather and temperature and moon phase, and then a little doodle, a little piece of art each day. So that was kind of the stuff that I thought, okay, I want to do that in my planner every day. And it doesn't take very long. if I really wanted to, I could just knock that stuff out probably in about 5 minutes. So then up at the top, I have my weekly to-do. So these are the things that I definitely wanted to get done that week. And these are things that I would delegate, you know, to days. They may come from this list over here, or it might just be something I have to do every week, like, you know, water the plants outside or something. Over here, I would have a goal for the week, and I would write down, I showed in my video before, the Uncalendar had like a list of, I don't know, like little sayings and stuff, and so I would pick one of those kind of for the week and write that down. Then for each day, I started by making, you know, of course I have like my items that I wanted to do that day. If I finished it, I'd check it off. If not, I would do a little squiggly arrow to move it to the next day, or make sure that I saw it to write it down again. And I was putting the moon phases up at the top and doing a little piece of art that was, you know, pertinent to that day. Temperature there, and then in the green bar at the bottom, I was putting like one thing that I was grateful for that day. So I might, you know, like in class, we did the color wheel, and then we did like Day of the Dead Skulls, and we had pizza for dinner, or whatever it was that I wanted to do for the day. So that was the first week that I was in the Uncalendar. The second week, I figured out what I wanted to put up here. So we have 3 dogs, but 2 of them have like some health concerns. They're getting older. So like one of our dogs is diabetic, and we brought him to the vet because we knew he wasn't feeling well, and his blood sugar was 462, so it was pretty much out of control. And so we had to get that under control. So I took note of like what his blood sugar was, what the insulin was going to be changed to up there at the top, so that I'd have like an idea of the week that that happened if I ever needed that information. Same thing I did there, and up at the top there, down here at the bottom, and then over here as well. So like for that week, my goals were to like walk or bike ride every day and choose to be happy with something I wrote down from the Uncalendar list. So that week pretty much didn't change as far as what I was doing. Then I found that I was keeping a lot of stuff in this little notebook because I could punch everything and just like stick it in the Arc. Well, it was becoming unwieldy to me, and so like the thing that was supposed to help keep me organized was now causing me stress because it was so not organized. No, it wasn't. It was just not streamlined, I guess would be the best thing to say. So at this point, I decided I needed to make a little bit of change. Still had some same stuff at the still had the same stuff up at the top. Dog information, you know, list of things I wanted to explore, menu, and that kind of thing. And this was all the same. And then I started to now put the weather up at the top here and the moon phase up at the top there. Yeah, and still things that I wanted to explore. Over on the weekends, like if I would run out of space for the little gratitude list, I would just do it over the side and color it with a green colored pencil, that multi-pencil I have. And I found that was helpful. I kind of wish that, like, no, not kind of, I really do wish that they would have gotten rid of something at the top and moved it over to the other side so that the weekends could be just as large as the weekdays. Because as you can see, like, I don't necessarily have a lot of stuff that I'm doing on the weekdays because I work all day, but on the weekends is when I have the most stuff to do, and it's kind of hard to fit it in those little half boxes. I thought about, like, do I want to get the larger sized Uncalendar for that? I even went through like this whole thing about creating my own planner pages and punching them and putting them in the Arc. I spent hours like looking at planner pages online that you could print out, like free ones and ones that cost money, and I decided I'm going to make this work for now, and just keep going and see how it goes. So I was sick like the whole week, so I didn't have a grocery menu I didn't have a menu for this week, but I'm just kind of jotting down things that we're missing that we still need to get at the grocery store. I started so yeah, I'll go over that in just a second. So here's like this week, and it's pretty much been the same format now on this weekly page. So then I go to the next section, and I don't remember what I had in the next. I think I've switched these around. I've changed this to be my monthly section. These are things for future months, but because I only have done like November and December in here, I've just paper clipped there. So I've got my month calendar, which I don't do a whole lot on anyway, just because I put more of the detailed information, obviously, in the weekly. This is just like for big things, like if I'm on vacation, or, you know, like major events at work and things like that. The next section is where I've been keeping track of my steps. Steps, miles, and calories is what my Fitbit does, and that has been in here. I thinned this section out quite a bit. I was keeping a food journal in here, and I got rid of that because I found a way to do that on the computer that's much more wieldy than what was going on in here. I also was keeping in here on the note pages from the Arc system, this page, I was keeping like a budgeted list. Every receipt that came in, I was categorizing it and like recording it here, and that got way out of control, and so I just broke down and bought Quicken and have been keeping track of that on Quicken. So I will still, you know, categorize things or whatever, but it's all automated now. Not automated, it's digital now. The other thing that I had in here was like some prompts for the 365/30 lists, and I found some online and I wrote them down, but I think I'm probably going to get rid of this because today I don't know why I didn't think of this. I looked for them online. I couldn't find any good ones. I found there is some on Facebook, and so they just give you a list every month, and it can be on the computer. So I have it on the computer so I can just reference it. So I'm probably going to ditch this part of this as well, which is fine because, you know, I don't need like a ton of stuff in here. I don't want it to, again, be unwieldy. The next section, I just have some lists of things, just a couple notes that, you know, are important. And then in the back section, I just have paper. I have lined. I have just, you know, a few pieces of lined, a few pieces of grid, and then just a few pieces of notebook paper, or the note paper from the Uncalendar system. And then at the very back, in this pouch, I keep anything that has to do with like prescriptions for my dog, for my husband, for me. That's all in there. So I have like all the little labels and stuff in case I need to, when I need to refill. And then back here, I don't remember actually where I found this little sheet of stickers, but it was like, you know, little appointment stickers. I don't typically use them, but I found them and I stuck them in there. The Women's Success Planner address book fits perfectly in this back pocket, so that is where I keep it, and it's nice and handy. And then the very last pocket I have, this is just for anything that might be important that I may need that has just come in. And so there was like a recall notice that came out for a part on our car, and I've stuck this in here until that is something I need to reference. And that's it. That's the end of my little planner. At this stage, I'm really enjoying it. I still like all the bright colors and all the little boxes and stuff, and I'm finding it works for me. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for subscribing and commenting. I appreciate it. Bye.